Good morning, everybody. And what the hell is today's date? Oh, yeah, May 6th. She cursed on camera and she's putting it public. I thought she was nicer than that. I thought Carmen was a better Christian. I thought she knew better not to do something like that. Yeah, she always looked kind of shifty to me. These are a few examples of what we think when other people curse in front of us. And I know Chad can tell you and the kids can tell you, sometimes I curse, but it's usually in the house only. I don't take that outside. Why not? Because of what other people may think of me. That's why. But the cursing part is usually when I'm frustrated. What about you? Do you feel like cursing sometimes? And is that alright? Usually cursing, a lot of times when we hear somebody that may slip a curse through their lips, we tend to make such a big deal in our brain. We tend to immediately judge and say some of the things that I've said earlier in our mind. And not realizing maybe they're frustrated. And maybe there's an underlying issue that it's more important, and though that is the symptom, the exterior symptom that came out. And maybe it's just a bad habit. There's also the people that just think they're cool. It's a habit. They don't think anything about it. And something else that I've noticed with us that speak a second language, for me, cursing in English is not a big deal. I don't have the association of the true meaning and full extent of the meaning of the word as if I were born here to the same, to say the same words. However, I don't do that in Romanian, because in Romanian I have the full understanding and grasp of the meaning behind the foul word. And I don't curse in Romanian. I'm not even tempted to curse in Romanian because I have that full understanding. English, however, it's not that big of a deal. It's just another word I had to learn, and it has a meaning to it. It has not a meaning. To me, it has a translation to it. But it hasn't fully sunk into, my mind, the meaning, like the ones in Romanian that I was born with. So I have to be very careful about that, because I can curse in English and not think anything about it. Chet, on the other hand, who grew up here, he looks at me and he's like, and I have to remind myself, he has the full understanding and the full meaning, and if he were to curse in Romanian, I would have the same shocking type of, what did you just do? Now, is cursing alright? I believe that we can express our feelings other than cursing. I think that when a person curses, a lot of the times, I know in my mind I see it this way, it just kind of seems to kind of drop their intelligence value, where there are all of a sudden kind of drops few grades in my mind. But a lot of times I don't take the time to think, knowing it's one thing if a person curses all the time and you've met them and they're just constantly cursing. It's just, I call that garbage mouth, and I really don't want to be around that sort of thinking, because those words tend to stick into the brain, and then all of a sudden, sometimes, maybe I find myself saying certain things, and it's more because I've heard it a lot, not because I actually believe it or want to say it. And so that's why I kind of don't want to be around that environment for that particular reason. But if we know somebody and then suddenly they curse and it's out of character, I think as a friend, if they're our friend, I think it is our responsibility to don't stop at the, oh my gosh, did you hear that? And what she said, he said, and I thought they were better Christians, yeah, you know, so on and so forth. Is look beyond that and see that's a symptom of something else and see how we can help. Now, going into the Bible, I'll give you, James 3:6-9, Ephesians 4:29, 2 Timothy 2:16. These are a couple of verses you can look up. And I know one, it was talking about we can make a large horse go where we want by means of a small bit in its mouth. And this is James 3. And a rudder makes a huge ship turn wherever a pilot chooses to go, even though the wind are strong. In the same way, the tongue is a small thing, but makes grand speeches. And goes on and is talking about how can you, with the same tongue, praise God, or compliment a person, or say something great. And I mean, compliment a person, and then later on when you're mad with them, totally destroy that person, whether it's through curse or whether it's through mean, words. So yeah, I don't know, can you see that? So anyway, but another thing is, I know that some of the first disciples, and you find this in Matthew 4, if you read, the first disciples, it's Simon, also called Peter, and he was a fisherman, and he had a foul mouth. And yet, God loved him. Because he looked beyond that, he looked to the heart. Does that give us excuses to just curse? Absolutely not. I think from a point of view of just how we present ourselves through that sort of language. Is that the unforgivable sin? No. So if somebody does do that, let's try, I'm speaking for myself, because it's easy for me to get stuck into, I can't believe what they said, and not go further and realize maybe that's a symptom of a deep emotion, of a struggle of some sort, of a frustration of some sort, and thus not go and ask them and try to help them out that way. So today was just talking about that. So I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.